Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dad Pod, where we talk about the daily crap that happens in our daily lives with kids. And man, this week, I mean, it depends on where you are and everything, but this week was a horrible week. And I think Perry can attest to that.
Yes, we're here to talk.
But yeah, as you guys know, it is that time where school goes back in session, and I know every parent's experience is going to be different, and I'm just going to jump right into it. My experience, it's tough as shit. I'm not even going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's tough managing work and dealing with these kids and, you know, their distance learning. My God, I know we had a previous video before where we spoke about how much we respect teachers and educators and everything. That is just the tip of the iceberg. That is
Understatement.
It's such an understatement.
Yeah.
So just like Perry, I know you have two girls that are, you have one in, that's a school age child in what, second grade? I have one in second grade, and I have one going into kindergarten. I think Emma, she's in preschool / kindergarten.
She's in pre-K still,
pre-K,
yeah.
Okay.
She's been in school for the last month and a half or so.
Yeah.
Physical school. So.
Right. And is she still in physical school right now?
She is. I mean, we made the decision to put her back in just because we assessed the schools. It's a private school. Way in Ballin. I mean, it's just a good program. But we assessed the program and the protocols and everything, and it seemed like they did a lot. They cut down the room sizes by half, and even the class attendance size by half. They have all these sanitation stations in place. They have no contactless temperature checks before you go in. You know, medical questionnaire, all this stuff, and she's been thriving, man. Honestly, the biggest concern is for our kids, right? For any parent and sending their kids to school is that their safety. That's what we're concerned about. You know, you never know, you know, where they can get it or how they can get it, whatever like that, right? We're just trying to do our best and keep them safe. And, you know, we wouldn't have sent her back to school if the protocols were shit, you know? So we felt they're really comfortable with it. We love the school. We love the staff and the program. And she's been thriving, man. Honestly, she's been thriving. She's been loving it. You know, it's a little different, you know. This week was Zoe, you know, the second grader. She started, and the first 6 weeks of her school, they're gonna do full-on distance learning. Luckily for us, it's not like all day right now. It's just an hour in the morning. So far, it's just been an hour Wednesday and Thursday.
Wow.
She's been loving it. I think her teacher, we got a really good teacher, Mr. Smith, and he's done a really good job with Zoom and controlling the kids that kind of just speak out or speak over and unmuting themselves and stuff like that. So, which really helped, because when shelter in place first started, she had a different teacher in her first grade class that did not know how to work Zoom too well. She's older, probably a boomer, and all the kids were just talking over each other, writing on the shared screen, and she couldn't control them, and it was overwhelming for Zoe. So she tuned out, you know. Yeah. And we didn't feel like she was actually progressing there too, so she didn't attend as much. But so far, she's spent 2 hours on Zoom. She loved it, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's definitely good. It's such a stark difference between what we're going through with our school. So for Arden, she's, you know, both of them are kindergarten and second grade. They start at 8:15. Arden, she goes from 8:15 till about 11:30 for the first 2.5 weeks as a transitionary. Obviously, they have their breaks and everything like that. Aria, on the other hand, she's straight up going from 8:15 to 2:45. And straight. I mean, they have their breaks for lunch and just regular recess breaks and everything like that. But my God, I think that's a lot of time in front of the screen, to be honest with you. Even she's complaining, you know, and saying, you know, I think it's a little bit too much time on the screen. And you know,
wow.
I was actually surprised, but then, you know, obviously after that they're kind of going through and, you know, they're like, oh, can I use the iPad? I'm like, well, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever you
yeah.
just said, kind of goes against it. But no, yeah, it's straight. We were actually kind of surprised about that as well, where they're just going straight into like the regular day without any kind of, like limitations or anything. The only day where they actually have any limits on screen time or just in a Zoom meeting is on Wednesday, which is for the asynchronous learning. And for those of you that are wondering what asynchronous learning is, that's essentially going through assignments that are assigned by the teacher on your own, obviously with minimal instruction, and you're supposed to kind of log it or document it in a app that they use, and the one that we use is called Seesaw. And so it's a challenge. I'm not gonna, I think that's putting it lightly for sure. And I think day by day, every time I go to sleep and every time I wake up, it's like when you have a job that you don't like, right? You kind of go to sleep tired and exhausted, and then you wake up tired and exhausted because you have to do the same thing. But now it's like, okay,
You loathe it.
yeah. And so this is only like the first week, and for us, we opted for full distance learning because my daughter has asthma. Another one has she has mild respiratory issues. So Arden has asthma. Aria, she has an inhaler on whenever she needs it, but she doesn't really use it every day. And so we made the conscious decision to just school them at home. But being that it's only been the first half week, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we should have actually just gone with that.
Could you change now?
We can. I think we probably can still change, but the thing is though, the whole district right now is they're in distance learning, and they're going to reevaluate in about 3 to 4 weeks. Obviously, they need to get a waiver from the state to kind of say that they are meeting the guidelines for safe operation and everything like that. But I think it might be a little bit difficult to do, but they said that they'll try to accommodate whenever and wherever they can. So that's something that we're not really looking towards yet, but if we feel that the progression for each kid is not where it should be, then I think that's when we need to kind of discuss it and then about it. Yeah.
Good option, switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you just gotta brave it through. Yeah, but although I think the schedule that you just mentioned, that sounds stressful as fuck, man.
Dude, it is, man. And the thing is that I've been airing my concerns to my director at work and my VP and everything, and we haven't gotten any guidance in terms of, okay, is there going to be a certain reduction in priority, or just overall hey, we're not going to do 100% full productivity, or we expect you to be maybe 50% productive or whatever. I haven't gotten any of that, and the thing is, I do understand that it's a you got to balance, right? Business versus productivity and manpower, right? And so I get where they're coming from, but the one thing that I don't think that they understand is, for some of us, we don't actually have that help. We don't have the additional nanny or grandparent or even mom who's there, quote unquote, to be the homemaker to watch out for these things, right? We're in a household of dual income people working, and I don't know. I don't know how other companies are handling that, but my company, it seems to kind of fall short.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it, right? Because I mean, case in point, this week, I had my offsite with the rest of the management team, and that was straight from 8 until 2 o'clock, 6 hours straight. And it's these are kind of meetings where you have to be fully engaged and everything, but I have to tell my director, I'm like, dude, I cannot be fully engaged here and help my kid with the technology issues in school and everything. It's not understandable. I understand. I get it. It was just okay. I was like, wow, okay.
What the hell?
So
I mean, what? I mean, it's a super, super tough situation. I mean, I think working parents are stuck between a rock and a hard place, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, your kids need you at this point to help them, like manage through their virtual learning. It's new to them, it's new to you.
Yeah.
No one gets it yet. There's no routine, right? But at the same time, your company needs you to be productive and you do your job. And it's tough, man. I mean, I don't know what to say to it either.
Yeah.
Besides, boss, give me some leniency.
Yeah. I know. I don't fully expect like okay, take all the time you need and everything, but I think generally, they do understand, but and maybe this is me making an excuse that they're trying their best or their hands are tied or whatever, but just following that curriculum and being the kid's secretary, that's a challenge in and of itself, right? Because I'm constantly having to check back at the calendar to make sure that they're following whatever they're supposed to be following as far as an agenda for the day.
It sounds exhausting.
Bro. It's, dude.
Yeah,
I can't even begin to describe the amount of exhaustion that I'm having right now. Like by about 10 or 11, and this is maybe like 2 or 3 hours after I wake up. Dude, I just want to KO.
Damn. Well, I mean, like you're literally doing like 3 jobs, right?
Yeah.
Your regular 9 to 5 job, your day job.
Yeah.
You're a full-time parent right now with the kids out.
Yep.
And then you're also like a full-time teacher.
I forgot the 4th one, full-time chef.
Full-time chef, full-time IT specialist. There's 5, like secretary.
Yeah.
Like, the list goes on. Like
it does.
Yeah. I mean, of course you'd be exhausted within a few hours. You're doing like multiple jobs at once, running at 100% capacity for all of it.
Yeah. I mean, how is it for you? Because I know Sophia's a teacher. Like, how is that working out for you guys?
So right now we're really lucky because Sophia's school doesn't start until next month.
Oh,
so she's actually got pretty much the rest of August. I mean, we're about mid-August right now. She's got the rest of August off. So she goes into, maybe she'll probably go in the office. Her school just helps set up like twice a week. But for the most part, she's going to be home, at least this beginning part, to transition Zoe with her school. So, I think it's going to be now, starting next week, every day it's going to be at least twice a day where they log in for an hour. It could be more. We just picked up her homework packet this today. And so she's going to be working on that. But I mean, that's nothing compared to what your kids are doing, where they have this like straight on schedule. So I'd be tearing my hair off. But when Sophia goes back to work, and she'll be working full time, that means she's out of the house by like 7:30. Yeah. She won't get home until like 4:30. And
that's gonna be tough.
That's gonna be tough. So right now I do drop-offs. I drop off Emma. She gets to school. I have to drop off earliest is 8:30. Yeah. 8:30 to 9. And I do drop-offs right now, but I can do it so easily only because Sophia's home with Zoe. Yeah. Right. Once Sophia goes back to work, then I'm gonna have to. Well, Zoe starts school at 8:30. Yeah. So I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do that, because if I gotta drop off Emma at 8:30.
Yeah, you can't be at 2 places.
Yeah. So.
Unless you can drop her off like a little bit earlier, if it's closer by.
They said no. They said we're on the schedule of like, this is your time slot for drop off. So, I mean, if anything, I might have Zoe like log on from my phone and come with me as I drop off Emma, and then come back and then we'll log her out. I mean, that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now. Yeah. So it's gonna be. I know that right now I'm like, as far as it goes, I'm okay right now. Or we're okay. But once September comes, like, it's gonna be a different animal.
Yeah, it's totally different animal. So whatever I'm going through, it could be your preview.
Oh yeah, this is probably a foreshadowing to my future right now.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think it's for me, it's just like this right now because Luann, she works the graveyard and everything, right? So she's on a back-to-back this week, so I had the kids yesterday full-time and today, and it's probably going to be like that on Monday as well. But on the days that she's off, I mean, she's, she takes over because and we kind of do the flip-flop because it works better that way. So maybe I'm just complaining right now. It may get better once you kind of get into the groove of things, and once Lemme is not working, she's helping out and everything like that. So I mean, we got to partner in this. I think bottom line is that we both need to partner in this and make sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to do the flip flop because, like, everyone, we have to be aware of our spouse's schedule and the kid's schedule, and then you get to come up with a strategy. Like, okay, like these days I'll have off, I'll take over these days. The days I don't have off, you take over.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. It's not a matter of I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Like.
Yeah. No one.
No choice. There's no choice.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah. This is the plan. It has to work like this because I don't know anything either way. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, for those of you out there that actually have the support system where you have like a core group of people that you can trust to kind of leave your kids or even just watch them and help monitor and everything, definitely use that to your advantage whenever and wherever possible, because that is such a lifesaver in these kind of times, to be very, very honest. I mean, in times like this, I definitely do miss my mother-in-law, because she was a huge help, in times where we were in a pinch. But I mean, I digress. But yeah, it's a new world. I think we all knew that to begin with, going into it and everything like that. But it's just trying to make sure to keep a level head.
Yeah, I mean, and we need, as parents, we need an outlet too, man. Like I'm really big on that. I mean, I understand that these are things that we have to do. We do it for our kids, and just because we have to. There's no choice, right? They got to be in school. Yeah, but we also need an outlet. Speaking about it, like how we are, is a good one. Having peers that we can just chat about it. I'm sure everyone out there has a little group chat with their other friends that are parents too, and stuff like that. And you talk shit about your kids if you want.
No, for sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's going through it. And then like whatever it is, like whatever outlet you need, like just make time for it. But it's really important that to keep your sanity, you got to make some time, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever it is. You got to take a walk. You got to go, I don't know, do a freaking crossword puzzle, exercise, like grab a drink or 2 or 10. Yeah. Just do it, I mean, just you got to do it. Otherwise, you can't go on at 100%, 3 to 5 jobs, every day. Like you're gonna burn yourself out.
You will burn yourself out. You will go crazy, and you will take all this stuff out on anyone and everyone around you.
Yes.
Like that is such a downward spiral type of behavior that it cannot be the norm. To be really honest with you. And to me, that's why I appreciate these kind of discussions and talks that we have. It definitely makes me feel more sane. Not to mention, gives me a break from the chaos that is happening downstairs right now. Because here's the situation right now, and this is such a real situation. So I'm here talking with you right now, right? The kids are downstairs on the second floor on their own doing their thing. Aria's doing her schoolwork. She's trying to help Arden out, and then Luann is sleeping because she's got off work this morning. So there's something on every different level where I'm thinking, I hope they're not doing anything bad. But the thing is that I know they're most likely fine, but it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I kind of have to prioritize one thing over another, and I think the kids will definitely benefit from my sanity more than anything.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I know that, but that's the parent in you, that underlying feeling like, okay, like you know that feeling when like you hear your kid in the next room or even like the floor below, you can hear them still, but then once it gets quiet,
yeah, you're like, oh, what are they getting into?
What's going on?
Yeah,
Something's up, you know, like you can't, you're a parent, and if your kids are at home, it's always on, that radar is always on,
100%, 100%.
So I thank you for, you know, still doing this and speaking with me for this this dad pod, but like you said, it's like I mentioned before, like if you need this for your own sanity, then it's worth, you know, tenfold.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right?
You know, I mean, that's the thing, right? That's where it starts. You just have to take time for yourself, right? Because through all this schooling and everything, my God, like I just want to throw a kid out the window.
Yeah. I mean, and it sucks because like it's you know, if we want to get into the nitty gritty of like what it is to like, you know, sit down with our kids and like, you know, do a Zoom with them and go through their work. It's like, you know, you read, they ask you, what does this mean? It's like, oh, it's, you know, so what is 5 times 8? Okay, and then if you have 5 groups of 8, what do? You know, you're trying to break it down, and we're not teachers, and you can feel my anxiety level going up, and like, wait, no, you have to count 8 groups of 5.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like,
or 5 groups of 8, but
yeah.
What do I do? Like,
yeah. Okay, so what's the number after you count all, like, you know, all the groups? Lost count.
Yeah. I was like, what? Start over. Like,
out the window.
I know. Throw the kid out the window. So
yeah, but that's why, like, you know, we need as parents a break. Everyone can use a break, and it's not a selfish thing to think about. It's like you said, you're gonna come back as a better parent if you do take this little bit of a break just for yourself. Everyone needs it. I mean, whether you have kids or even if you don't have kids and you just have a stressful job, you need a break. You know what? Like I forgot. I'm gonna reference a study that I don't remember, but I heard it in a podcast. But a scientist did. People come to him they're like CEOs and execs of big corporations, and they're like, you know, I don't have like I can't put the output I want to put, and I'm just basically, when I go home after work, I'm like a vegetable. No one wants to talk to me. I don't want to talk to anyone, stuff like that. So that the professional, the doctor, prescribed them 15 minutes a day. Leave your phone in your drawer. Go for a walk.
Yep.
And by doing that, it allowed himself to just collect his thoughts and, you know, have these creative ideas to better boost his company, but also it allowed him to think about the things that he wanted to do at home or the things that he liked to do leisurely. So one of the things that guy liked to do was build train sets. So he came home and he was excited to show his family and his kids his old train set, and then now it's like their family thing. Yeah. They come home and they like play with it a little bit before dinner, and so, you know, his wife thanked the doctor. Like, I don't know what you prescribed my husband, but he's been a better husband, a better father when he's come home. You know, so that's how important taking these breaks are. I might have said this. I have said this in a previous dad pod video for one time. But it's about stress. So we build micro stresses as soon as we wake up throughout the day, and then by the end of the day, if we don't have a break in between, that stress overboils, and then we just lose it on someone, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's really important to break that train of stresses up with a little bit of a break, and then it resets itself, and then, so you don't overflow with being overly stressed.
Yeah, so, it's true. It's definitely something that I mean, I think everyone deals with it, right? But the way they view it is obviously going to be a little different from you and I, right? Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely like jars of stress and all these pent up anger type things and everything, right? So that's kind of what I amount to. And yeah, at that point where it's reaching the top of that container, that jar, or whatever the case may be, yeah, it spills over. Then that's when you kind of lash out on everyone, right? Until you get to a point where it's like all empty, and then you kind of come back to reality, and you're like, holy crap, maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know? And so that's what this kind of stuff does to you, you know? Like, it's so crazy. And I think for people that really, really hold it in and really don't talk about it, whoever's around them, I fear for them. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, man, it's a scary thing. So I know we kind of went off topic in a sense, but it all kind of comes back and all relates to the topic that we're talking about, because this is essentially I wouldn't call it a consequence, but it's like a side effect of having to deal with the kids and all this other stuff going on. And you and I both being in the Bay Area, we're like, oh man, now we got the fires to deal with, so it kind of compounds everything, you know. So you know, I wouldn't call it completely normal, but it's actually normal because this is the kind of daily crap that we have to deal with as parents and as individuals, right? Married people and having right? So it's normal in that sense, but it's just like what I always say to my kids and just people on my team. Like, you can mess up all you want, but it's all about how you recover and actually take action to prevent these things, or actually prevent yourself from all these things, right? Because every mistake is always going to present itself as a learning opportunity. And that's my take on how any one of us can actually, you know, start to go on the path to self-improvement and self-heal, I would say.
Hey man, I 100% agree with you. And the whole new norm of having to teach our kids and facilitate their learning at home is just an added like an added like thing on the list of other things that we have to deal with and do as parents. So, but the most important thing is to, you know, keep yourself composed, do what you need to do to get yourself composed so that you can go ahead and continue to facilitate this part of it and just continue on. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to get to, like you said, 3 to 4 weeks from now, where, you know, you can possibly put them back into hybrid learning or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And you know, I think we're all going through many different types of stress in our lives. For some, it's monetary. For some, it's schedule-wise. For some, it's work-wise. Whatever the case may be. But I hope that with some of the few suggestions, or rather words of wisdom from two dudes going through it in different capacities, will definitely help you in your journey. And obviously, I think we have to be all in this together. We have to be all in. And you know, if you have any questions, definitely add them in the comments.
Hit us up. Let us know, like, what are some things that you guys are dealing with, some things that you're stressing out about, and if you need some tips on some things that, you know, to decrease that, you know, maybe we can shine some light into it. But either way, speaking about it, chatting about it is good for you. So hit us up. We're here.
Yep, for sure. Other than that, if you're in the Bay Area, stay safe, wear a mask, don't be outside for too long, because that smoke and that ash is deadly. So stay safe and have a good one. Bye.
Good luck, everyone.
Later.